Hello, my name is Amaris.
Hi, my name is Adrianna.
And you are tuned into Let's Get Real, Sis. This is the first episode of our podcast where we're going to honestly talk about whatever we want for that week. So before we jump into today's topic, we're going to get started with some introductions.
Hello again, you guys. It's Adrianna. So a little bit about me. I work in the medical field. I am a aspiring filmmaker, screenwriter, and a artist. I am a Virgo. If you really want to get technical, Leo Virgo cusp. Hobbies are singing, drawing, listening to music. I am an introvert at heart, but I can transform into an extrovert if necessary. Just need a little couple of days to myself afterwards to re-energize. And I'm originally from North Carolina, good old country girl. But that's a little bit about me. What about you, Amaris?
What's up, everybody? My name is Amaris, also known as AJ. If you can't say Amaris, I prefer you call me by AJ, which is my nickname and initials. I am from everywhere. Born in California, lived in Pennsylvania for my childhood, lived in quite a few other places. I'm an Army brat, if you haven't picked that up already. Been in Virginia since age 15. Let's see here. What else? I love filming. I love YouTube. I love makeup. I am a makeup artist on the side. I have my own business, Glamorous by Amaris. I will have it down below for you to follow. But my 9 to 5 is HR, which I do also enjoy. Let's see, for fun, I love YouTube and Netflix and binge watching because I am an introvert myself. I prefer a movie night over going out. However, I will go out and have a good time, especially if it's on a beach somewhere. So that's enough about ourselves, I guess, for right now. I'm sure
you'll get to know
dive in more as episodes go along. So today we are going to talk about relationships. But not just relationships in general, because that is such a broad topic. But specifically, couple goals ain't it. Okay? You never know what's going on behind closed doors. So we are going to jump into why that is important to not have couple goals. And I'm talking to you, Generation Z. Okay? You young ones. Hashtag couple goals. We get, when you're in your 30s, I guess we could say we getting old. Yeah. I guess we could say, I don't know. I'm turning 32 in a couple of days, so I'm calling myself old and everybody else young.
Let us learn you something. We've been through it.
Let us learn you something. Okay, so yes, hashtag couple goals ain't always the way to go. All right, you never know what's going on behind closed doors. So I'll let you start us off with your views on that, Adrianna.
Couple goals. I mean, it looks good on social media. Of course it looks good. Anybody can make anything look good when they post only the good things. Like Amaris said, you never know what's going on in the background.
Because social media is like the highlight reel.
Basically. It's
like the highlight reel to the life. How many people do you know are posting their mess ups, are posting their devastations in life? Not many that I know of.
Not many, no. So yeah, you can't look to everybody to think that's how your relationship is going to be or hope for a relationship like that, because you better be careful what you're asking for when you ask for it.
Facts. And not to put anyone's dirt specifically out there, but we do follow social media, so we see what happens. Just take into account some recent things that we've seen. Saweetie and Quavo, that was hip hop's prince and princess, and just couple goals for all the young folk out there, and I guess single folk out there as well. But then just look at that, and then what gets me is how devastated people get. That just goes to show how tied up people get into the lives of famous folk. You don't know them, honey. You don't know them. So there's no need to. Maybe I understand disappointment a little bit, but the fact that people be crying tears and I give up on love.
I think it's because people put so much hope in the good things that they see about relationships, and so when they see it go bad, they get discouraged about they can look for in the future. In a future significant other, you know what I mean? So
that's a good point. And let me tell you, I actually was having a conversation like that the other day where I was quickly reminded of a very popular verse. We don't put our faith in man, our faith is in God. So man will fail you every time you put your faith in him. Yeah. So just a reminder to not give up on love, and just because that's someone else's story, it doesn't have to be your own.
Yeah, exactly.
And you don't have to emulate everything that you see on IG.
You don't. You really, relationships are a piece of work. You really have to put in that work. You have to learn how to communicate, and that's a continuation of education. Like, you would never learn how to fully communicate, and you're never going to get it right, but as long as you're trying and put forth the effort. You also have to, like, people get in relationships because maybe they're used to being by themselves, or they're used to being with other, like, maybe selfish people who treated them like, bad. And so you get into a new relationship, and you just put too much expectation on what you expect it to be, instead of working together and making it what it can be for you, not for everybody else.
Yeah, and that goes to something that I read today. Not every relationship, I guess, model will fit yours. Relationships aren't one size fits all. That's a better way to say it. So what works for one person might not work for another.
No.
I think that tied into something you were saying at the end. What was the last point you were saying? You had a last point that you were saying that made me think of that.
You putting too much expectation into a relationship onto someone else.
Probably expectations that they seen online.
Yeah, no, you can't do that. Or carried from their past relationship.
That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
Bringing baggage into your current shouldn't be it. But another example we want to give, something that is blowing up online right now, the Derek Jackson story. I mean, everybody has talked about it time and time again. We're going to give our 2 cents about that situation. This one hits a little different. I think there's couple goals, and then there's people who put certain relationships on, or certain people on, a pedestal, especially if that person is a self-proclaimed, coming from a Christian point of view. And to listen to somebody who is young, on the youngish side, coming from a Christian point of view, strong points of view on how to be a good man, and then we seen what was happening behind closed doors. And I understand nobody's perfect, and everybody is worthy of God's forgiveness and worthy of redemption, but some things are just a mess. Okay? So I'll let you talk about it.
Well, so stories like this, is always three sides to a story. And not saying what Derek Jackson, that's his name, correct?
Yeah.
Did was wrong. That hits on the point is with expectations. This man is literally telling you what to do and what not to do, and how to conduct yourself in a relationship. Telling you the
type of men to avoid.
And the whole time, he is a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Narcissist.
So that's another point why you can't really just take what the internet give you and run with it, and just put so much hope and trust into it. As far as his wife, I feel my heart goes out to her, because in her mind, she's fighting for her marriage.
Yes.
And she's dealing with what her husband did to her. She's dealing with being in the public's eye, and then she's also dealing with people coming at her about choosing to stay and forgiving her husband. And we don't know if this woman is truly hurting on the inside. We don't know if that is taking everything she has to fight for this man that she loves. You know what I mean? And I know every woman is not going to stay. I know every woman is not, and to each his own. Some women choose to fight.
So, in my perspective, it's so multifaceted. I come from a church background. I've been in church all of my life. I am a Christian woman myself. So I have a very multifaceted answer. And I give that small background about me because we see in her response videos, she quotes a lot about,
God's armor.
The armor of God and her perspective with faith. And this one's tough for me. Do I believe that people bounce back from infidelity, especially in marriage? Yes, it does happen. I've seen it happen. And people close to me, I've seen it happen. But in that same breath, you have a right to walk away. It even says in the Bible, God doesn't do adultery. That's not of him. So if an adulterous act is committed against you, you do have a right to leave. And to me, I'm looking at, this man didn't come forth and come clean because he wanted to change. He was exposed. And sometimes we don't realize that when God is exposing something and busting it wide open for everybody to see, it's because he's giving you a clear, big old red sign that says, get out.
What's done in the dark comes to light.
And sometimes we mistake that as, well, we'll try again or whatever. So I really hope that they seek God and choose what's the best move for them. I don't like that they're running to social media. Honey, I'm not in your marriage.
Right. Shade
room is not in your marriage. You don't know anybody and any type of explanation, but you running on camera in a bonnet, that's not the move. It's not the move. Quoting scripture. There's people who use scripture to try to fight their point. If you're going to fight for your marriage, you do that within one another. Maybe y'all take a step back and fast from social media and you work together if that's the choice that you all make. But defending it to the world, and he got caught 2 days ago, but then everything was changed and he's saved and it's brand new and he's talking about himself in third person in the car sitting outside his side mistress's house and stuff. Oh yeah, I did some research on this. Oh, that's a mess. And God is not the author of confusion. And right now, this is a bunch of confusion.
Yeah. You can tell she's really fighting within herself to try to figure out what is best for her. And it's
do it offline.
Yeah, do it offline. I think because they're already in the public's eye is why they feel they need to address it to everybody. I don't know. I mean, I'm all for privacy. Like, it's none of y'all business either. I don't care what y'all say, what you got to say. I'm going to work on
Nobody's buying his book right now. Nobody's asking him to public speak. Put a statement out here. I'm going to work on my marriage. I will return online at another time.
Right.
So what? I'm not getting online, sitting next to my loved one, holding his hand extra tight while he explains to the world that I was dogged and I'm in my bonnet and sleep looking like I woke up. That's a mess. God didn't call us to be a mess.
No.
Don't get me started.
Yeah. Don't get her started. No, it made me think about, because I saw the response video when she had on the army fatigue shirt and stuff like that, and she was like, armor of God. It made me think about our grandparents and the grandparents before then, and everything is swept under the rug. You know what I mean? Everything is swept under the rug and continue as if...
Especially in the black community.
Nothing...
You are not tackling no type of issues. It is swept under the rug, from infidelities in marriage, from being beat on, from the uncle who's a pedophile. Everything is hidden. And don't share it with nobody. And don't go to therapy. And you may bring it to the pastor, but that's about it. And no, we breaking generational curses up here. I didn't even think it was going to go this route.
Right.
But we breaking generational curses.
That's what it made me think about. I feel so bad for her. But then we have two different examples of women, types of women. We have Sweetie, who said, you know what, I don't got to put up with this. And she walked away.
That's called knowing your self-worth.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to look at yourself and say that I am beautifully and wonderfully made, and God didn't say my testimony has to include me being hurt publicly, severely, for it to be part of my story. That's not it. You are God's child.
Do we know how long they were married for?
Apparently they're college sweethearts.
Oh.
And I guess they've been married for like 7 years and whatnot. So, and it'd be different if it was like, not to excuse it, maybe a one-time thing and reconciliation happened and some real healing and therapy happened. But this seems to be consistent. And to me, that's a form of abuse. When the person who's supposed to be your protector and coverer is constantly exploiting your feelings, that's abuse. Last that I checked. Narcissism.
There you go. Yeah, I can see that. I can't fully judge their life and this man based off what is put out there for everybody. But I'm not an expert at body language. Don't get me wrong. I'm not an expert, but I'm really good at reading people's body language, and
you're not an expert, but you're really good with it.
Hey, I mean, from personal experience, and he just seems like the type who the type of man who would say he is the man of this household and what he says goes and nothing else. You know what I mean? I can tell by the way he was holding his hand and just talking and expressing himself and telling everybody what's been going on and stuff like that. And the fact that she's sitting there with a bonnet on and that t-shirt that she has on, why does she not feel... is her self-esteem, does she have the self-esteem? Does she have the confidence? What is he doing to build that up for her? Has he been breaking that down for 7 years since they've been together? Like, what is her mental health like? You know what I mean?
Because it was given to me, he gonna present himself the best way possible, clean shirt, fresh haircut, whatever. It was given, honey, I know you're hurt right now, but I need you to sit next to me on this video. That's what it was given. It looked like she'd been in the bed crying and was rushed to do this video and didn't have enough strength to put her foot down, like, I'm not getting on video with you for the first time ever in years, when people didn't even know you were married. I wouldn't do it.
Wait a minute, he was giving relationship advice and nobody knew he was married?
Nobody knew.
Oh yeah, that's
and the first way you're gonna present me to the world is at my lowest.
Yeah,
that's not it. And I ain't saying she gotta be like makeup and dressed up or whatnot. But if you're gonna present me, give me the option.
Let me show y'all what he messed up, what he was cheating on. Like,
hello.
But you just never know someone's mental health, and you never know what's going on behind closed doors. This man is giving you relationship advice and suggestions and what to do
outside of his mistress's house.
And we don't know how he's treating this woman while they're at home. We don't know. And I think about her mental health. Outside of this situation, I think about her mental health. There are men like that breaks their women down to make them feel like they're lowest, and the woman stays, and it's like women are addicted to toxicity for some reason.
Very yes woman. And then it goes to and then it goes back to toxic faith, where of course you have faith, of course, you may want to fight for your marriage, but it goes to, well, God said God didn't say you have to put up with mess.
I feel like that's her trying to rationalize.
Yes, that is a great way to put it, which is, again, going back to what I said 5 minutes ago, God is not the author of confusion. And these rushed videos and these responses and I'm going to get on camera and throw on whatever, it's confusion. It's doing too much. And it's not about the appearance, but honestly, let's think about it. Anytime someone's going through something, that's the first thing they're going to give up. So that's what makes me look at, she's not okay.
She's not.
Because I don't know of any woman who got played so publicly, who is confident and how she looks coming on like whatever. No, if you're let go, that's usually a sign of I'm not okay.
Depression. Yeah.
I don't know no woman who get online looking crazy. I may get online with my body if I'm like joking around or doing whatever, like
same.
But that was not the first time y'all ever seen me.
Yeah, no. Yep, I feel like she's trying to rationalize it, and I think she's trying to make sense to it, make it make sense to herself as well, while she's trying to make it make sense to everybody
Facts.
else.
You don't owe anybody an explanation.
No, you don't. You don't have to explain that to these people. That's your business, girl.
And that's another problem with social media. People feel like they have to do all these statements and publicity things. And I understand trying to keep a good face, but after a while, it's your life. And if something happens, nobody online, they not thinking about you.
No, they not. But the thing is about social media is that they're always in somebody's business, and like they're always judging and criticizing
and struggling at home. Usually it's the people that are giving the most hate is because they're going through the most themselves.
Misery loves company.
Period. And that's why I said it doesn't matter what nobody else thinks. It's somebody sitting in a bad situation on their phone talking about everybody else. Honey, fix your house.
She better make her an album like Beyonce. I'm so serious. Like, that's how you address the haters, man. Like,
she could write a book. She need to heal first.
She does need to. And she needs to do a lot of healing. And like you said, I think, like you said, that response video or the public apology video, that happened a little bit too fast. Did they even like talk about it? Did they like come together and figure out how they're gonna work through it and stuff like that? Or did she just go to church and then pray to God and say, okay, you know what? Because I have faith in God, I got faith that our relationship is going to work itself out and work out.
I think they were so busy trying to save face because he's trying to sell a book right now. And they were more worried about where their next check is coming from over if they're going to have a lasting marriage. That's what it's giving.
That's sad.
Prayers to y'all. God bless y'all. Moving off of Derek Jackson, as he has gotten enough conversation from every blogger I follow. So we're going to talk a little bit about our own relationships because, you know, again, you never know what's going on behind closed doors. I'll let Adrianna start.
Well, let me be the first to say that I am one of those people who only post the good things. Mm-hmm. You want to know why? Because for me personally, when I'm going through something, I'd rather go through it by myself and personally and work it out with myself instead of like having millions and hundreds of feedback from everybody else confusing me even more. Mm-hmm. And so me and my relationship with my significant other, we've came a long way, and we really do try to make communication the biggest the priority of our relationship, because without communication there's nothing. There's assumptions, there's confusion, there's anger. You hold things in, you make yourself even more angry, you start having resentment towards the other person when you feel like you cannot express yourself to them. I find that a lot of people are afraid to tell their significant other when they're unhappy or when they're not liking something that's going on in a relationship, because they feel like it's going to come off as if I'm not happy overall in this relationship, I want to leave. But no, I think you should be able to talk to your significant other about what's going on and give them a chance to work on it and make it right. Me and my significant other, like when we first met, we both were coming from dark places. And I've been on my own. I'm independent. I was always like into something, like working, and I was a road runner. I had goals and I have aspirations. I still do. But with my significant other, he lost his mother when I first met him, and so it was very difficult for him to learn how to love again, because for a man, especially if their mom is very present in their life and raised them, that's their first love. Mm-hmm. So how can you heal from that? How can you go on from that? So it took a lot for us to be able to get to the place where we are now. We're engaged. Yay! But I'm not saying that everything is perfect right now. You know, we still have a lot of growing and learning to do. You know what I mean? But it takes the effort. It takes a lot of effort to get to a place where you're content and you're satisfied and know that you guys have a lot more growing and excelling and evolving to do together. It makes you excited because you're in a place where you're confident and you know that your significant other respects you, and pretty much you guys are solid. I mean, I'm in a place where I used to be one of those chicks that would get jealous. I was insecure. I've been through a lot of relationships where heart got broken, feelings got hurt numerous of times. I know for a lot of people that stops them from opening back up and moving forward in life and loving again and letting somebody in. But for me, it's that I know how to heal, and I know how to move forward, because I know that's not it. It's just an experience for me. And I take that experience and I move forward. And that's what I did with my significant other. And we do relationship check-ins randomly. And we will sit there all night and talk and put everything on the table and figure things out. I always ask him, am I making you happy? What can I do to make you more happy? What am I doing that I'm not doing that you would like for me to do more? Okay. And likewise. So, like I said, everybody's relationship is different. You have to put in that work to make sure that you guys are good with each other.
So the thing is, behind closed doors, you were doing the work. You and your significant other were putting in the work. Yeah. Which is what's important. And then you can share stories like this now versus sharing when you're going through something and having everyone talking to you about it. Right. Because you're not putting on face for the internet.
You gotta be careful about talking to family and friends about your relationship too.
Oh Lord,
because they hold grudges. You don't.
Facts. Facts.
But that's it about mine. What about you, like, Amaris? Like, what?
Oh, goodness. Well, let's see. I don't know if you know this, but my name means love. Well, my name has two meanings. I didn't know. It means love, and it also means a gift that God has promised. But we're going to focus on the love meaning, okay? I have a lot of love, and I have a lot of love to give. And one thing that I have learned is that there has been a lot of times where I give all my love way too quickly to the wrong people. I spent a lot of my 20s in very long relationships, but very wrong relationships. And one thing that I can stand on now is that I learned to, one, love myself, and two, make sure that my love is aligned with God first, which I know is going to help when I share my full story, not in this podcast, but, you know, help other women. Because one thing that I would actually really appreciate is if I can save another young lady from spending all of her 20s wasting time on men who aren't worth it. And not to say they're not good people, but some people are not worth it. I guess just a little bit on my story, not to go too deep. I'm actually I'm recently, not even recently, it's actually been
A couple of months?
No, hold on, I'm gonna count. It's actually been about 9 months.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been about, not 9 months since I've moved out, but it's been about 9 months since I actually had a breakup and got out of an engagement. And, you know, dang, time flies, don't it?
It does. It doesn't seem like 9 months ago.
Yeah, time freaking flies. You know, this time last year, you was at my house for a taco night for my birthday. Time flies. Anyways, hopping back to the topic. You know, I had to learn to love myself. I had to learn to, I'm going to talk about my own wrongs first. I had to realize what I was doing wrong in relationships, bringing baggage into current relationships, bringing insecurities, not handling wounds of my own before I expect someone else to fix it. And then also I had to learn when we are given a clear sign, that you need to pray on that sign and see if that's God trying to tell you to make your exit, or else you are just wasting time. To learn that I am not going to put up with mess. I'm worth more than putting up with consistent mess. Not to say people don't mess up, but when it's consistent, it's an issue.
And the same mistake over and over.
Over and over again. That's a problem. Lying is of the devil. That's a problem. And not gonna go, I guess, any deeper than that. But knowing when someone can be a great person and has great personal traits, but sometimes it's very hard as women to realize that even if, let's pretend nothing bad even happened, that doesn't mean that great person is your person. And sometimes we get a sign to get out for a reason. You may be having somebody else's husband. And that's just a whole nother way to look at things. And it goes to the point that I'm about to make now about really praying and waiting for who God has for you. And until that happens, enjoying your time of singleness and loving yourself. Because I've been enjoying myself. I've been taking myself on dates. I've been spending more time with friends, doing more projects, working on my business, and honestly, truly being happy. So,
evolving.
And like we were talking about a couple days ago, it's a gift that not enough people, I think, spend time on. When it comes to the gift of singleness, that's a gift. Why? Because when you're pouring all your love currently at this moment in my life into friends and family, but pouring it into yourself and really getting to know yourself again and loving yourself, now that I'm filling myself with love and filling my own cup with the help of God, then when the time comes, I can give that love to others fully. Because when you're giving from an empty cup, it ain't it. When you're giving from a cup that got a bunch of holes in it, and that's wounds that you're not fixing, that's not it. I am so overflowing with love that when the time comes, I'm going to have love to give.
Amen.
And so focus on yourself. If that's your, I guess, state of your life right now, it is okay. Celebrate with your friends. I'm so excited for her wedding. I'm going to be turning up. So, yeah.
Yeah. Another thing I learned this, and I think it's really important, especially for younger folks who are, they could be enjoying their single life right now, but, when you get in a relationship, another thing, people make mistakes, and I made this mistake and I learned from it, is expectations. You put too much expectation into someone else. And I think what Amaris is doing, and like putting that love and making herself happy into like her peace and her joy and love and everything above, I think that's really important, because you don't need someone else to put the puzzle pieces together for you. You're supposed to come whole already.
You need to have some accountability for yourself.
Exactly. And I know a while ago I found myself putting so much expectation into my fiance, and I was just, you need to have goals. You need to do this. You need to start your personal training business, and you need to figure out what you want to do. And I'm like, I had to take a step back, and I was like, why are you telling this man this and you don't even have any of that going on?
Oh, man.
And so I had to take a look at myself. I'm like, I'm projecting my expectations of myself onto my significant other.
That's the biggest piece of humble pie, when you have to look yourself in the mirror.
Okay, but that's just like reflecting on yourself. That's when you start learning how to, when you are able to just be in the moment and learn and reflect and take accountability, you're able to figure out, okay, I need to be this type of person. I need to love myself in order for somebody else to love me, and for me to love them. I think I just messed that up.
No, I get it.
I got a little confused when I said that, but I hope you guys get the point of what I'm trying to say. Like, relationship goals, everybody else's relationship goals is not yours, and I'm so happy that you are finding a place of peace and happiness within yourself. And
peace is number one.
What?
And when you get that, look, when you learn that for yourself, you're not going to let anyone else interrupt it, because I know what perfect peace is. Hallelujah.
I think that's just a beautiful thing. A lot of people just get caught up in life and what's going wrong and what's not going right. And, oh, woe is me. No. Take a step back, do a little bit of reflection, and look in yourself, figure out, okay, why am I not happy? Why am I not at peace? Why am I not confident? Why am I angry? Why am I sad? And you work on that self from the inside out.
From the inside out. And I think you mentioned this a few minutes ago. That's actually a goal for myself, is to present the best version of myself that I can to who's meant to be. And this time alone, finding the peace, finding new hobbies, making new friends, and working on business, and working on things for my health with working out or whatever it is, saving money, all of this to make me whole, of course, but then to present a best version of yourself to someone else.
Yeah.
Nobody else is supposed to fix my issues.
No.
I'm not supposed to fix nobody else's issues.
Exactly.
This is your time to do so, if that is your season. Yours is the turn up fun season, ready to be married season. So, which I'm so excited for.
I'm excited too. I can't wait. I don't know what all goes into planning a wedding, but I guess I sure is gonna figure out really soon. We'll see.
She cracks me up with her cute voice. Yeah, she's gonna figure it out. But I'm here to help you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, you guys, love yourself.
Love yourself.
Love yourself. What brings you peace? What brings you happiness? What makes you feel confident?
Don't say Instagram or couple goals, because what we learned is that's not it. Okay.
I don't know if I mentioned this, but I had someone comment on me and my fiance's pictures and said couple goals, and I was like, girl,
that used to happen to me a lot.
Don't make me your couple goal, girl, because you gonna come calling me talking about some no, that ain't my fault.
That used to happen to me a lot. And then, when I chose to make the decision that I made, because I made it, which is step one, being accountable for yourself and realizing what you need to step in or out of. And then I had to learn to turn down and ignore all the questions, because people nosy. People nosy. God, people are nosy. Mind your business.
That's the thing. People only care when things are going bad for you. They don't care. Yeah, they don't care when you got good things going on, and they be ready to jump. Oh, what's going on, girl? What's happening?
You ain't never called me before.
Man,
Nosy.
Yeah.
Loud and wrong. The two worst things to be. I always say that to people. Don't be loud and wrong.
Right. Because then you're going to get this look.
That's a meme. Oh man. So we want to thank you guys so much for tuning into our first episode of Let's Get Real, Sis. I'm looking forward to, and I'm sure Adrianna is as well, to getting real about a lot of topics. If there's something specific you want to talk about, leave a suggestion down below. You never know, your topic might be the next week's topic of discussion. Okay? So be sure to subscribe to our Instagram, or excuse me, let me back up, rewind, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow our Instagrams. I'll have everything down below, from our podcast Instagram, which is Let's Get Real, Sis, my personal, which you can find me at Glam by Am, and what's your personal?
Adrianna Menina. I don't know if I need to spell that out,
Spell
but
it
it'll
out.
be ADRIANNA INA.
I just want to hear you say it. But of course, it'll be down below in the description box.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you for tuning in and
Thank
joining
you.
us, you guys.
We're excited for this journey, and we will see you in next week's episode. Bye.